It is Sunday, July 7th, 2024. It's 10:47 in the morning. I'm going to start the vlog here. Uh, Tropical storm, or no, right now it's still a tropical storm at this moment, as of the 10 o'clock report. Tropical storm Beryl is about 400 miles southwest of Houston, where I'm standing right now. At this point, it looks like we're going to get the tail end of a strong tropical storm as it hits us in about 25-30 hours, somewhere in that range. It's supposed to make landfall at 1 to 2 o'clock in the morning, just north of Corpus Christi, which is about 100 something miles from here. So, getting some prep done. Took stuff that's going to be flying around and put it up somewhere from the outside. There's a chance power could go out, so I'm all my power charger by blocks and everything, my batteries that I can charge stuff with are either already charged or charging right now. I have backup lights that are battery powered and rechargeable, so I got that. And collecting some fresh water for drinking and brushing teeth, and collecting water in a tub so in case water doesn't work, and the usual stuff. So first entry right now, it rained really hard yesterday, unrelated, so everything's wet right now. It's cloudy off and on, it's hot, it's kind of calm right now, so we'll see how it goes. So is it almost midnight? Yeah, it's almost midnight. The storm is basically going to hit us directly. Like in the last 6 hours, it's been like, oop, 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 oop. Oh, it's going to hit us, by the way. You're never prepared for it. So I just feel anxious a little bit because I don't know, I've never been here for a hurricane. The last time was Harvey. I was in a different place. That was Harvey was a lot of rain, and this is going to be more wind than rain, or maybe worse, it'll be both. So, the edge of it's already making landfall at Matagorda, which is like 75-80 miles from here. Like Galveston's about 50, then Matagorda's a little bit to the southwest. So it's going to start hitting, and it's going to start slowing down. It is a hurricane as of right now, Category 1. Maximum sustained winds of 74 miles an hour. So I've just been sitting there and it's like, okay, well, we'll get a better feel of it. And even this morning, it was still trending like north or south of Victoria, and now it's going to be north of Victoria, and it's going to kind of go at an angle. And I was talking to my friend in Sugarland, and he was like, dude, it's like right on top of us. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't look good. So it's just like, I don't know how it's going to go. So in the next, like the eye should come over land like at 2, so like in 4 hours or 3 hours. So it's not that far away. It's sort of breezy outside. It's not too bad. It was that real calm before the storm around 8 o'clock. It was like really calm. The wind stopped blowing, and there was just a little bit. And like, I was out there for the end of it. So like I was walking the dog. So as we're making our way back, it started to breeze and drizzle again. So there's a lot of unknowns, and then like sitting here, it's like, I don't know how it's gonna go, but yeah, I guess I'm just anxious about it. Well, I'll check in. Hopefully, I'll feel like checking in a little bit. It is 5:44 in the morning. I got woken up about 4:20 this morning. Apparently, it made landfall around 4 a.m. Central Standard Time. So I've just been up listening to the wind and the rain. It's been howling. The wind's been howling. The rain has been non-stop. Let me see what we got here with rain. So far, we're looking at 2.5 inches of rain in the last. Because that was when that first real band, the initial band hit. It was really howling, and the rain was coming down really hard. You could just hear it beating on the windows. That's what woke me up. It's still coming down really hard. The gusts aren't consistent. The wind is howling, but it's not like really strong. But I feel the house move with the gusts, which is just makes your stomach turn. So, like I said, 5:45 in the morning now. According to Space City Weather, they said this should be around at least until 9 or 10 this morning. So I don't know how well it's picking. I'm doing this with DJI Go, so DJI Action. I don't know how well you can hear that, but you hear the wind of the rain beating against it. But so we have 6, 7, 8, 9. Bare minimum 4 more hours of this. It's really nerve-wracking, and that's because we're not even in the eye of the storm. The eye of the storm is what is that, about 70 miles to the southwest of us, and we are right in the middle of that. Let me see. Hold the camera. Now I have 2 hands. So I'm that little blue dot, and we're just absolutely surrounded by it, and the rain goes about 50 miles either way from, I'm central-ish Houston, so now you just have to wait and hope nothing really bad happens, because we're right in the middle of it. It's going to be quite a while. It's going to be the longest, like 5 or 6 hours, so we'll see how it goes. I think I did the last update like an hour and a half ago or so. I think it was like just before 6. It's now a little after 7, 7:12. It has not let up at all. It's just been howling. The wind's been going every few minutes or so. There's not really rhyme or reason to it, but we'll get like a huge gust, and then I'll just feel everything shake, and I'll hear the rain hitting the windows, and oh man, it's just there's nothing you can do. You just have to wait it out and hope that nothing goes flying or anything like that either. So yeah, it's pretty wild. It's probably gonna, like I said, it's now at 7:13. At the rate it's going, it's gonna be like this for at least another 3 hours. Whether or not I'll be able to keep my wits about me, I don't know. It's incredibly nerve-wracking, and when there's, like I said, there's nothing you can do. You just wait and wait and wait, and hopefully you'll get through the other side. But just time will tell. Trying to capture the sounds. It calmed down for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, but I know that just a moment. Of course, I turn the camera on and it calms down. If that's the case, I'm going to keep the camera on for a while. I was like, oh, let me see if I can record, because I could feel everything shaking, and the wind was really picking up. Okay, let's do this again. Where that little blue dot, you can see the storms go counterclockwise. Yeah, they go counterclockwise in the northern hemisphere. I don't know if tropical cyclones go the other way. I know I've looked that up before, but I can't remember. Anyway, spin this sucker. See how it's spinning? We're very close to a gap, a bigger gap. Okay, so like, there's no rhyme or reason to how it moves and how it ebbs and flows. It's like watching a river. It just, all of a sudden you'll get like a spurt of energy. That was like about 2 minutes between big pushes, and then sometimes it's like there 15 seconds and then another heavy punch. It's just like watching, it's a flow of energy, like a river, or like the ocean. You can watch waves, they'll keep moving, but they're never uniform. And this is the same thing. The storm comes in, there's heavier little sections that are really heavy and have bursts, and then there's calmer parts, and then there's just the steady rain that happens constantly through that whole thing. Yeah, it's incredibly nerve-wracking. It's 7:18, and I've been up since like around, like, the wind like batted my windows at like 4. I think I checked the clock and it was 4:20. That was like 4:15 or so, and I was sitting there in the dark thinking, oh man. It's never fun going through a hurricane. It's interesting to watch from the outside a little bit, but like being on the inside of it's no fun at all. So 7:19, I'll check in about an hour or so. Hopefully it'll be a little bit less, but it's hard to tell right now. It's moving at 12 miles an hour, so the center is about 50 miles to my southwest, where I'm sitting right now in centralish Houston. It'll move through, so the center of the storm will be due west of me in probably about 90 minutes to 2 hours. When that happens, we'll be out of the really bad stuff, and we'll just be in like torrential downpours for another 3 or 4. It's the heavy wind will probably slow up around 10, as it's 7 o'clock right now. The heavy rain probably won't stop until around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, maybe. See, it's like every 2 minutes you get like this giant bust. It's not like Old Faithful. It's not on any schedule, but interestingly, the last few minutes it's been like that. Whereas like from 6:30 to 7, it was just relentless. So I'm just gonna sit here and worry some more, and I'll be back in an hour. I don't want to leave it open. I don't want to leave it. I mean, the blind's not going to do much, but I'd rather have that than nothing. But yeah, I'm looking at the edge of this piece of showers that are coming through from the storm, and the edge of it is about 13 miles to my south. This thing is moving at around 12 or 13 miles an hour, so we at least have another hour. This is as bad as the first ring. The middle ring wasn't as bad. It was, but this is worse than the middle part, if that makes any sense. I'm just pacing around, nervous, and just never wanting a Monday to go by faster than ever is a Monday to top it off. So yeah, it's an hour later, and the weather has been constant this entire time. Whether or not It'll still move at the same pace. It could slow down. They're saying it's not supposed to slow down. It's supposed to stay steady. The eye wall is probably about 15, 18 miles to my southwest. It's very, very close. We're in the middle of the storm, ostensibly. Which is crazy because if you'd looked at any predictions or anything about 36 hours ago, it was putting the storm about 200 miles to our southwest, and it landed about 70 miles to our southwest. And it's still kind of inching, it's kind of angling at a weird angle. Okay, so hearing this rain bat against the wall is just like nerve-wracking, so I'll continue to do that because there's nothing else you can do. Alright, it's 9 o'clock. It's been 5 hours of this. Still, you'll get like little waves. It's still the same as it was an hour ago. Almost nothing has changed, unfortunately. Get the bigger map out. We're right at the end of this last big band. There's still plenty of rain to go around after this, but by the looks of it, and then maybe we'll get a reprieve in like 30 minutes or so, and then we'll be able to we'll be out of the heavy winds. The rain doesn't bother me as much as the winds, because the winds are the things that just cause havoc, right? So we are yeah, I hate to say we're through that bad part, but maybe we're almost halfway through it. So 9:08 a.m. on Monday, July 8th, 2024. We're just still waiting it out, still pacing back and forth, looking outside when you can, and hearing that rain beating on the windows is just unnerving at best. So hopefully I'll check back in another hour. Hopefully things will have calmed down a little bit. The major rain, it's like right now it's not raining. The major rain is gone. It's still really windy. The wind gusts aren't as constant as they were about 90 minutes ago, but they're still coming. Let's take a look here. Make sure it's refreshed. 6.4 inches of rain here in central Houston in like 5 hours, which is nobody can really withstand that. That's just flooding rain. It's not terribly bad here. It's still hearing these wind gusts. When you forget about them, you get them out of your mind real quick, then all of a sudden, boom, it blows. They were like 30, 40 seconds apart, 2 minutes at one point apart. Now they're even more random than they were before, if that makes any sense. So we're sort of on the tail end of this. I don't want to say that we're through it yet, because I think the forecast is saying like around 2 o'clock, after 2, definitely by before sunset, it's going to be, might actually just be clear-ish. We might actually have sort of a clear evening, which is crazy to think about right now, considering how long this is. Like, it's 11:20. I've been up since 11:29. It's been up since 4:20 this morning. Now that the real anxiety and pain of it all is letting up just a little bit, I feel myself winding down a little bit, which is thankful at this point. But that, so there's an ad on there, but I don't have ads here, so that's just the way the app looks. The center is close to about 20 miles north of here now. It passed about 10 miles directly west of me, so it's still moving up. Actually, with the way that looks, I just looked at it. Oops, wrong thing. So let's do this. So this little blue dot. Let's raise this up. Little blue dot, and you see the rain has flanked us. And this is basically the very bottom end of the storm. So like the bottom end of the storm is here, and it's almost level with us. When that is about 20 miles to the north of us, which should be in about 2 hours, we'll be completely out of the woods. But as of right now, we're in better shape than we were a few hours ago, and I don't feel the stress of it all as much. it's like not a great time if you have really bad anxiety. Luckily, I was just sitting here, and that was the only stressor that I had today, thankfully. Not a good one, but we're almost done with this now at 11:31. These are never fun. Hurricanes are never. It's always interesting to watch from the outside, but experiencing it is terrible. Over 2 million people without power right now in the city, in this whole area. So approximately from like Baytown, which is here, to Katy, Galveston, to the Woodlands, this giant area here. Over 2 million people without power as of 11:32 on Monday morning. So not a lot of happy people around. A lot of debris and junk around and stuff too. I got a bunch in my yard, in the front and the back. So I'll be happy to clean it up if it means that we're done with the storm. So we're getting close. Have probably about 90 minutes of off and on heavy gusts, and probably another hour after that for it to completely clear out. So we're close. I think we're out of the woods for rain, but we still have winds to go. So I'll check back in with like a closing. Hopefully it'll be the closing one in about, it's 11:30, probably around 1, unless something crazy happens, which I don't. So the last update I ended up not doing because it was just relaxing, that nothing was going on at that point. Everything sort of really died down after 2, and then in the last, like tonight, it's completely clear and super calm outside. There's not even a light breeze, which sucks because there's so many people without power right now that a breeze would be great for them. So I think that was it. I think it was incredibly anxiety riddled hours that happened through the storm, but there's not a terrible amount of damage, but there is some damage that I have to address. So I'm just glad it's over, and I know what I need to do for the next storm, and there's some things I want to try to get done. So I'm in a position where I'm not like out of a house or something like that, which is good. So Tropical Storm Beryl was Monday, July 8th, 2024. Made it through relatively unscathed.